So I was just listening to an episode of Ask Chuck Dixon. Chuck Dixon, for those who don't know, is a comics writer, and he's a veteran, and he takes questions from people interested in the comics industry. One of them was asking him about his work adapting The Hobbit by Tolkien. And he goes into this story about how they had found this manuscript of The Hobbit at, for some reason, the Library of Congress. It was like an early manuscript, and was significantly different to the actual, the finished version. And that one had not been copyrighted. So what they did is they went to the Tolkien estate and said, we're going to adapt this uncopyrighted version of The Hobbit, or you can let us use the authorized version and make money from it. And apparently that they hemmed and hawed and whined and cried, and the reason that they were quite resistant to this, and that there's been no other comic adaptations of Lord of the Rings, is because they didn't like comics. And then I hear that the same reason why there's been no Harry Potter comics is that the creator of Harry Potter, what's her face? I forget her name. She also doesn't like comics, and that's why there hasn't been an adaptation. So what is it with these authors disliking comics? Like, what is... It's not a generational thing. I can buy it from Tolkien, the Tolkien estate, who would have come up during the time where there was the comics panic, burning of comics, Comics Code Authority, Frederick Wortham, Seduction of the Innocent. Comics are bad for kids, they cause juvenile delinquency and all this stuff. I can see where that hysteria would have affected them, but I don't think the writer of Harry Potter would have, because she would have come up in the 70s, right? When that would have been loosening up. So what is it with these authors? Like, Stephen King is fine with adapting his comics, and I know for a fact that he grew up reading comics. So I don't really have an opinion. I'm just wondering what's going on with these writers and their hostility towards comics. Do you have any idea about why that may be?